Religion has been developed in every known culture in human history. For D&D, this makes it the core of any well-built setting. Welcome to I Ruined a Race, the D&D series where I take a D&D race and I combine it with a D&D element and I create a fictional culture. Today I have selected Tortles and Lightning. Tortles in D&D lore are primarily survivalists and explorers, but we need a moment to establish what lightning is. You probably understand lightning in real life, but here we're running on mythology rules, so to the people of our realm, the humans, the elves, the dwarves, the people who know magic, the people who know God, the people who master nature, what is lightning to them? It's power at a minimum. We have more than a few lightning spells that deal damage and could kill a commoner several times over, and the Tempest Cleric is one of my favorite subclasses in the game. So for Tortles, I decided we will focus on that subclass. Two Tortles of the realm, Lightning represents the wrath of their god. Let's call him Thor, but unlike Marvel, we're not even going to pretend he resembles a Norse deity or whatever, I just needed a name. So Thor's clerics, let's call them channelers, are going to be distinct from ordinary clerics. Thor watches over Tortles of the realm, and whenever they disobey his commands, he builds wrath. Channelers act as dispersers of that wrath by directing it at criminals within their own communities, or for our players spreading it into the world. This makes their role diluting of a wrathful god. So the more upset Thor is with the society, the more clerics can be supported. You may consider this a touch counterintuitive to standard cleric lore, which is why some original lore is in order. Default Tortles are loners. This is because whenever a Tortle society starts gathering, eventually they will disrespect Thor, who has dominion over them. This leads to lightning and dispersion of the society, until one day a select few learned a powerful magic. Instead of the society collapsing, the first channelers captured the sources of disrespect, the citizens, and basically used magic to absorb all the lightning and offload it onto them, so they took all of it instead of the society as a whole. This pleased Thor, and a new way of life was established. But this led to a degree of degradation, because now the society could get away with dishonorable things as long as they found a source to offload the wrath onto, normally criminals. But you could only offload so much wrath onto one creature, so sending clerics out into the world allowed you to offload it onto beings that are not within your society. So what taboos does Thor concern himself with? I wasn't sure what Tortle considers taboo, so let's rip off the Oath of Ancients from Paladins wholesale, because wrath is in the name of one of their channel divinities. Show mercy, preserve good, and act as an example to other beings. Basically, Thor wants them to be the perfect society, which is why until channelers were introduced, he dispersed failed societies. And to some degree, he would still like to disperse them, but the channelers take the power and dilute it out, preventing him from doing that. You could even play up this potential disdain for their attempt to avoid his wrath. Perhaps he even as like a side cult that he tries to use to collapse the society through death of the channelers. Now, when a channeler invokes wrath through their own poor behavior, directing it becomes considerably more difficult. As a result, they are given an opportunity for a pilgrimage, basically offloading their earned wrath onto forces outside of the society. Ideally, those it considers evil, because harming good would just incur more wrath. Other races look upon the channelers with fear, and channelers are known to be angry and focused when an entity incurs their wrath, mimicking Thor to a heavy degree in personality and demeanor. As a result, politicians or tricky people often try to, when a channeler enters, will often try to direct their fury at people they don't like, and in some cases, a nice group of them have been used to win entire lores. Basically, I gave them Old Testament minus the mercy parts. Subscribe, and if I may be so bold, this is a playlist of me ruining other races.